All right, Heidi Ho neighbors, it's Mrs. Smith here, and we are back at it. Lesson 3-4. Today, we're going to kind of combine what we've been doing. You did collecting like terms, you did the distributive property, and now we're putting them together. They're getting married. They're a big old happy family. So we're going to put them together. So here we go, lesson 3-4. I can combine like terms and use the distributive property together in an expression. So best you really know about each of these. So let's just get started. The best thing to do is start with some examples. So 7 parentheses x plus 3 minus 5x plus 2. Boy, you can see they get complicated right away. So first and foremost, we've got a distributive property. I'm going to highlight that in orange. So I'm going to try to do distributive properties in orange for today at least. So we have to take that 7 and distribute it to this x as well as distribute it to the 3. So 7 times x is 7x. And 7 times 3 is 21, okay? Now, I'm just going to bring the 5x and the 2 down from the original problem because I didn't do anything with them. Now that I've taken care of the distributive property, that's always our first order of business, now I'm just going to collect some like terms. So I'm going to put these in blue. I'm going to circle them. I have a 7x and a minus 5x. Now, personally, when I do these, I line them up just like a regular math problem. 7x minus 5x. So you can see how I just took those two and brought them over here. 7x minus 5x is 2x. So then I'm going to pick up green, another color. I'm going to put a box around my other like terms. So these are my constants, my numbers. So I have 21 plus 2. And 21 plus 2 is 23. Now there's no signs there, so I know those would both be positive. And so my answer, when I put it together, would be 2x plus 23. And ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Collecting like terms with the distributive property. Always do the distributive property first. So here we go. 6x plus 4 plus 3 parentheses x minus 4. So I'm going to highlight. Here's my distributive property. I'm going to start there. I know it's a distributive property because of the parentheses, and now I'm going to distribute that plus 3, make sure you include the sign, to the x and to the negative 4. So 3 times x, which would be 3x. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. All right, and then I'm just going to bring these things down because I didn't do anything with them. And I'll put a plus sign in there because that was a positive 3x. So next, I need to collect like terms. So I got to put my like things together. I have a 6x and a 3x. So 6x plus 3x equals 9x. And now I'll put these together. Whoopsie. I have a 4 and a negative 12. Be careful of the sign. So it's 4 minus 12. So 4 minus 12 would be, hopefully you're saying, yeah, that's a negative 8. That's correct. And so when I put that together, it'd be 9x minus 8. All right. So let's do another. Number 3, 12 plus 5x plus 6 minus 4 parentheses x minus 3. So we stepped it up a notch, gave you another term in there to take care of, but it really doesn't change too much. Be careful here, this is a distributive property, but remember how we always talk about attaching the sign. That negative goes with the 4. So that negative, we could say it's subtraction, but it means negative as well, and it goes with the 4. Always attach the sign. So this is going to be a negative 4 times x and a negative 4 times negative 3. So this is where I see lots of students make mistakes because they forget to attach that negative. So negative 4 times x is negative 4x. Negative 4 times negative 3, 2 negatives, so that makes that a positive. Good. And we're going to bring everything else down because I didn't do anything with it. 12 plus 5x plus 6. All I was taking care of was the distributive property. All right, collect like terms. I'm going to start with my x just like I did before, even though that's not my first term here, because I know when I write it, I have to write an x and then the constant. So I'm going to start with collecting my 5x minus my 4x. So 5x minus 4x is 1x, or you could just say x, that's fine. Now collect my constants. There's 3 of them this time. There's a 12, there's a plus 6, and another plus 12. So 12, 6, and another 12. So you're really just adding all of them up. This was a plus, this one didn't have a sign, but you know, it'd be a positive. This was a positive. This was a positive. And so 12 plus 12 is 24. 24 plus 6 is 30. So when I put them together, this would be 1x plus 30. Or, as you know, a lot of times you don't see that 1. It's usually a ghostly Gladys. It's usually not there. So that'd just be x plus 30. So either of those are correct. Okay, so here we go. Number 4. 5x plus 3 parentheses x minus 2 plus 7. I would highly recommend that as you're doing this, maybe you stop the video and do the problem yourself and then start it back up again and see if you had it correct. So again, here's my distributive property, attaching the sign of the 3. So it's going to be 3 times x and 3 times negative 2. So that'd be 3x minus 6. Bring down the other 2, 5x plus 3x plus 7. And now combine your like terms. I'm going to start with my x's, 5x plus 3x, so 5x plus 3x, which would be 8x. And then collect your constants, put them together. Negative 6 plus 7 would be a positive 1. So we're talking, when we put it together, 8x plus 1. Dun, da, da, da. All right, so now I'm going to take it up another notch, and I am going to do this. Let's see if you notice what I did. 5 parentheses, n plus 7, plus 6 parentheses, n minus 3. What do you notice? How did I take it up a notch? What did I do? Hopefully you're saying, oh, you have 2 distributive properties, because indeed I do. I did 2 separate distributive properties. Can you have 2 distributive properties? Absolutely. Absolutely. So you're going to do 5 times n and 5 times 7. So 5 times n is 5n. 5 times 7 is 35. 2 distributive properties here. 6 times n is 6n. 6 times negative 3 is negative 18. So 5n plus 6n, 5n plus 6n would be 11n. And then 35 minus 18, 35 minus 18 would be 17. So your answer would be 11n plus 17. All right, I ran out of room on that page, so I know the next page in your notes is blank as well, so here we go, number 6. All right, granddaddy of them all, let's see, 7 plus 5y minus 6 parentheses negative 2y plus 3 minus, I looked up at my notes and didn't write that very clearly, so let me go back. So negative 2y plus 3 parentheses minus 2 parentheses 5y minus 6. Oh boy. Like I said, granddaddy of them all. Got a couple distributive properties, and be careful. They both have negatives in front of it. So that's going to be a negative 6 that gets distributed. And over here is going to be a negative 2 that gets distributed. So be careful there. Let's take care of this first one. So I'm going to do a negative 6 times a negative 2y, which would be 12y. I do a negative 6 times a positive 3, which would be a negative 18. Now I'm going to do a negative 2 times 5y, which would be a negative 10y. I do a negative 2 times a negative 6, which would be a positive 12. So be careful there. Now, just bring that other two terms down because we didn't do anything with them. And then this was positive, so I'm just going to add a plus in front of it. All right, so now collect some like terms. I'm going to start with my y. So I have a 5y, a 12y, and a negative 10y. So 5y plus 12y minus 10y. So 5 plus 12, that's 17, and then 17 minus 10 would be 7y. Now collect your constants. 7 minus 18 plus 12. 7 minus 18 plus 12. And you can do this a couple of different ways. I'm going to put my like things together. So I got two positives, so I'm going to add those two together first. Let's see, 7 plus 12, that's 19. So that's positive. And so then 19 minus 18, that's a positive 1. So when I put it together, I have 7y plus 1. There you go. Distributive property married with collecting like terms. They make a perfect couple. All right. Good luck on practicing your problems. See ya.